Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video because I'm going to be taking you through a real-time yoga workout. This can be for beginners to intermediate. If you are a beginner, there are definitely some regressions that you can take throughout this flow. Just do what feels best for you. You know your body, you know your limits, so just do the most you possibly can. This is going to be super chill. It's nothing too strenuous, so it's really nice if it's a Saturday morning, Sunday morning yoga flow. I love doing these sorts of flows after my sessions, so definitely if you're at the gym and you're just finishing up, this flow is perfect for you. With that being said, we're going to start with some sun salutations and then finishing off with some stretches just to feel our absolute best. Maybe today is your rest day from the gym. This is the perfect way of moving on those days. So I hope you guys really enjoy it. And if you do it, please tag me in your stories. I would love to know how you went. Let me know in the comments, let me know, send me a message. So let's get straight into this workout. I'm going to have a little bit of music playing just in the background because I feel like yoga and Pilates sort of training, you do need a tiny bit of music. It's not going to be anything too loud, but just so you guys don't have to listen to me just breathing really heavily, you know. I've just got a yoga playlist that I'm going to play. Okay, so to start off this workout, what we're going to do, I'm sorry if I get cut out of the frame as well, but you can kind of see what's going on. So I'm just coming to the front side of my mat. And to start off this flow, I'm just going to be taking a big inhale in. My arms are reaching up towards the sky. And exhaling into a forward fold. Just hang here for a moment, about 2 breaths, while we just loosen up the backs of our legs. Alrighty, so now we're going to shoot our right leg backwards. Chest up, head forward. Feel that stretch in our hips. And shooting that left leg backwards into a high plank. Hold for a moment. Alrighty, and lowering to the ground. Elbows tucked in. And then coming up into a cobra. If this is as far as you can go, that's totally fine. But if you can go a little bit further, come into your upward facing dog. Alrighty, tuck the toes, let's go into our downward dog. Here you can just find a little bit of a comfort here. Walk your dog. I find this really nice, especially when you're starting off your session. Feels so good. Alright, so bending your knees, your right leg is going to shoot to the outside of your right hand. Hold here for a moment, feel that stretch in your hips, and reach your right hand, opening the chest, lifting up to the sky. Your eye gaze can follow your hands, and then coming back down to the ground. Your right leg is going to push up into a 3-legged dog. Here you can flex or point your toes, whichever is comfortable, and then lowering back down to your downward dog. And we're going to repeat that on that same side. So bending your knees, right leg shoots forward to the right side of your hands, and then opening up on that right side. Lowering back to the mat, shooting up into a 3-legged dog. Now that foot lowers back down to your mat, and hold here for a moment. Now switching it up, we're still going on our right side. Instead of landing to the side of our hands, we're going to bend our knees, spring forward into the middle of our hands, drop that back knee, and then we're going to open sun salute. Coming back down to the mat, lifting that back knee, coming back into our downward dog. Now what we want to do is slowly walk our feet back up to our hands until we're in our forward fold. And then a big inhale, reaching up to the sky and recentering hands to heart. All right, so now we're going to be repeating that on the other side. So taking a big inhale here. You can feel a tiny back bend before you forward fold. This time we're going to be shooting our left leg backwards. Chest up, eyes to the front, in front of you. Before shooting that other leg backwards into your high plank. Lowering to the ground in a crocodile, and then into a cobra or an upward facing dog if you're feeling like it. Alrighty, let's tuck those toes back into our downward dog. Take your dog for a walk. I love walking the dog, this is the best ever. Alrighty, so we're going to bend both of our knees, and instead of our right leg, we're going left leg to the left hand, and then opening up from the left hand, eye gaze to ceiling, really trying to open up your chest here. Alrighty, let's return to our mats, and then same as the other side, this leg is just shooting back into our three-legged dog. Flex that foot, point that toe, whichever feels comfortable. Before returning it to the mat. Hang here for a sec, guys. Bend our knees, and we'll do it all again. Left leg to left hand, and opening up through the chest. Returning to the mat, and let's push back into our three-legged dog. Coming back down to your downward dog. Alrighty, so we're going to bend our knees, and this time our left leg is going between both of our hands, dropping that back knee, and then opening sun salute. Alrighty, returning to your mat, lifting that back knee, and then we can pop our left leg back, and we're kind of like in a high plank, pushing back to your downward dog, and we can walk our feet back to our hands. Inhale, and hands to heart. So because this is quite a short flow, this is usually used for recovery. If you want to stop by just doing one on each side, that's totally fine. But if you do want more of a workout, definitely go back and watch from the beginning again and complete it once more on either side. But now we are going to get into some nice stretches. Obviously, I feel like that's everyone's favorite part. So we're just going to start by coming onto our back. Find a really comfortable position and just cross one ankle over one knee. Alrighty, and you see everyone, I guess, hold the back of their hamstring, but Geordie told me something the other day that I find really helps. It is that you hold kind of here and you get a bit more of a stretch. So you'll really feel this in your glutes. I know I needed this today, that's for sure, because Ella and I have been training so much at the gym lately, and our leg session the other day was killer, and so I definitely need this, that's for sure. This is just such a good stretch. Oh my gosh, and so relaxing. Alrighty, let's swap to the other side. Just cross that ankle over your knee. This is actually making me so sleepy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Alrighty, just let that one go. And now we're going to do some stretches for our hips and our hamstrings. So what we're going to do is actually come into this sort of position. I just like to call it the proposal position, the proposal pose, if you will, because it's secretly such an amazing stretch for the hips. Now what you do, instead of like leaning too far forward like you see a lot of people do, what I want you to focus on is really engaging those lower abs.
and kind of tilting your pelvis underneath yourself, if that makes sense. So you really feel that stretch through this side. You'll know what I mean if you're pushing your, I don't know if you can see me do that movement, but I find that that really helps, and it is also Geordie approved. Alrighty, so from this movement, what we are going to do is straighten out this leg and come back into a seated position, toes to the ceiling, and we're just going to stretch this hamstring. This is a killer. If you can get to the ground, I'm so envious of you, but that's my goal in life, just to like get my body straight on the floor, like lying on my legs, you know. So just really feel that stretch through your hamstring. Feels lovely. Alrighty, let's come back up, stretch out our hips once more. Same side, by the way. We'll go through twice. Yeah, just really focus on tucking your pelvis underneath your body. I think that's the key. And then coming back into that hamstring stretch. On your exhale, try and breathe in and then exhale and reach that little bit further. Okay, let's come on to the other side, guys. We'll do 2 on this side as well. A nice little proposal pose. I wonder what this is actually called. Alrighty, let's tuck those hips underneath. If you feel like the tucking is not doing enough for you, then you can tuck and move forward ever so slightly, but this for me is definitely enough. And I feel like my hips are kind of stretchy, I don't know. Also, we're joined by Frankie today, my bestie. He's grown so much, hey. When we first got him, he was literally only like this big. Crazy. Alrighty, so coming back into that hamstring stretch. Oh my gosh, this side is so sore. Oh my gosh, my hamstrings are so tight. I don't know about you guys, but I am in pain. Okay, let's come back up. Stretch out our hips one more time on this side. And coming back into our final hamstring stretch. If you can get flat on the ground, you're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you. But if you're up here like me, that's also okay too, just so you know. Because this hurts! Ah. Alrighty, let's come out and do some more stretches. So, we're going to flip onto our buns and just doing some straight leg stretches. I feel like you can't go wrong with these because I feel like they're a lot of people's weak points, and it's always really good to just stretch out all of your legs. Anyway, so stretch out your legs. If you need to bend ever so slightly, that's fine. But just try and aim for straight legs in the end. We're going to take a nice deep breath here. Exhale, forward fold, hold onto your toes. Here's another goal of mine, is to get nice and flat in this position, because this is about as far as I can go. I could probably go a little bit further, I don't know. We'll see. Exhale and try and reach further. Alrighty, coming out of that stretch, we're going to go into a half straddle. So just face me, alright? Hey, how are you? Welcome to the show. So one leg is going straight out. If you feel like you have to have it on more of a 90-degree angle, that's fine. But if you can get it out to your side, that's awesome as well. One leg is tucked in, so it's pretty much like you're in the splits, but only one leg is, you know?
So flex your foot, toes to sky. We're just going to reach over, keeping our chest facing each other, okay? We're not tucking under like this, we're facing each other. If you want to bring one arm over, go for it. I totally wish I could like talk to you and actually get a response while I'm sitting here doing this, because I'm just like having a convo with myself and I'm like, guys, I wish I could hear what you're saying, you know? Maybe one day we'll do a live yoga event or something. That'd be so sick. Okay, we're swapping legs now. Sorry, didn't say so. Alrighty, flexing that foot. We're just reaching to our toes. It's very lovely on my back as well. Definitely on this side, oh my goodness. I definitely have one side where I'm more flexible. That's for sure. Okay, so this is for my girls. If you're feeling comfortable with your half straddles, we're going to move on to a full straddle. I'm going to face this way so it's not like too intense for you to see my whole show. Actually, maybe I'll face to the side. Yeah. So coming into a straddle, if you can, pretty much it is just like as split as you can go. I definitely started like in a 90 degrees, more like this, which is totally fine if that's where you are. But I feel like I've been doing this for long enough now that this is where I am. But what you want to do is just lean forward ever so slightly until you can crawl your way forward until you're at your absolute limit. Keep going that little bit further on the exhale. Alrighty, let's come back up. Good job. That really hurts, oh my gosh. Alrighty, and for our last stretch, we're gonna do some swan poses. So just start by coming into your downward dog, and then one leg is going to come through and be placed pretty much right next to where your hands are. Lower those back toes. If your feet are kind of facing in this like pointed direction, that's okay. Ideally, what we would like to have is a 90-degree angle from our ankle to our knee to our hip. But yeah, if you can't get there yet, that's okay. It's something to work towards. But here, you just get a really nice stretch throughout, like your glutes on this side and your hips on this side. It's just a fabulous stretch. So we're going to start by leaning forward, even if it's just your elbows on the ground. Just keep on reaching out as far as you can go. We're only here for a moment. And then we're pushing back up and pushing a little bit further. Let's tilt our heads back a little bit. More of a stretch throughout our hips. Okay, let's push into a downward dog. And we're going to do the other side. So swing that leg forward and next to your hands. Alright, let's drop to the floor. Reach forward as far as you can. If your max is here, that's okay. But if you can push yourself that extra bit further and just crawl down ever so slightly, that's amazing as well. Alrighty, let's come back up and we're going to push to the sky. Okay, let's bring it back up to downward dog. Lower your knees to the ground. We'll swivel around towards each other. And just find a comfortable seated position if it's with your legs crossed or if it's in a butterfly position. What we're going to do is take one final breath together, so just find somewhere comfy, and we are going to inhale, exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes and rub your hands together. Just create some energy throughout your body. And then what I like to do is place that on a part of my body that I feel like needs a little bit of energy. So for me, I'm just going to place that on my heart. So you can pop it on your head, you can pop it on your belly, you can pop it on your heart. Alrighty guys, so that is everything for my little workout. I hope you got a really nice stretch and you had a good time. Let me know how you go. Don't forget to tag me in any stories or just send me a message if you do try it, because that would mean the world to me. I hope you have an amazing day. My name is Jess. I make new videos every 3 days, so I will see you in 3 days.